Hello there, and welcome to day 2 of Try Hack Me's Advent of Cyber for the year 2024. We have our story here. I'm not going to reread it for you. I encourage you to actually scroll down first. And it takes a little while for the room to get started. So I want you, as you see, I've already clicked start machine. I want you to go ahead, start the machine, pause this video, and read everything up until this point. And when you've done that, restart the video and join me. All right, just a couple of things to note today. We do not need to start the attack box. We only need to start the VM, which you should have already done by clicking the start button. The start button always means the VM, which is what you're going to access or try to hack into. In this case today, we're not doing any hacking. We're doing some research and investigating. So that's the VM is what we're going to connect to get to our data. And there will be a direct link available, which is right here. HTTPS, and this is going to be different. You'll have the HTTPS, you'll have the .p.thmlabs.com, but these digits will be different. And I'm going to open this up into a new tab. And there we go. And this is going to be an Elastic instance that connects you to the data that we're going to be shifting through. We're looking through logs. While that's loading, I'll go back here. If for some reason you have to log in, it shouldn't require you to log in. The username will be Elastic, the password will be Elastic. All right, so I'm going to go, I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps that they have written down, and then we'll answer the questions. Oh, they did make me log in. Huh. All right. Let's see. I said Elastic. No caps. ELASTIC and ELASTIC. I think I've had this running for a bit, so I might have been logged out due to inactivity. I don't know. We don't need to save that. So here we go. Loading again. Okay, here we go. Well, all right. If for some reason... Okay, no, this is right. I think I remember this. It says go to the discovery, which is these 3 lines right here. You click that down, and you go down here, and it says discover. I said discovery, but it's discover. And this will get you the interface. All right. Okay. So it tells us that there's an alert sent by the mayor's office, occurred December 1st, 2024, between 9 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. And so first we want to get to the data that's in between that time frame. And I just want to say that I want to encourage you not to focus on what you're dealing with. Like, this might be a new interface for everyone, or for some of you. But what you're about to do, I just did checking my bank account earlier this morning. I'm just selecting dates of what I want to see. So while we're dealing with logs, and while you might not be used to this layout, you can think back of when you have selected some sort of data by dates. So you just click here. You click here, this little calendar thing, and it'll give you some things to choose from. But you can actually, that's quick select. We don't want click select. You can actually, well, go here and it says start date. And you just click on it. Maybe. Prove me wrong. Oh, that's right. It says make sure you use absolute, not relative. And here's your calendar, right? And we've all done this before. We've all used a calendar to filter out, like I said, bank account information, or to filter out some other information. So they want us to look at December 1st. And remember the time. I said 9 a.m. Right now that says 8:30. So down here is where I would adjust the time. And you can just go 09, because it goes hour, minute, second, millisecond. All right, so 09:00:00:000:000. All right, so we got our start date. Now we could leave it until now, but if anything came in, that's just extra stuff we have to sift through. So instead of doing now, we'll do absolute, and we'll go back to our calendar. And remember, we said December 1st, but instead of 9 a.m., it's going to be 9:30, which would be the format of 09:30:00:000. And do not forget to select, oh, I didn't, what did I do wrong here? Okay. Down here, it's not a, between the seconds and the milliseconds, it's not a colon, it's a period. So it actually needs to be 09:00:00:000. There we go. Oh, okay. And then if you go over here, there's this thing too that helps you select the time, which you said 9:30, so you just scroll down to 9:30. So there's two ways to do it. You can input it in manually, or you can just use this thing right here. All right, now what I was going to say is make sure you hit your update. All right, and now we have 21 hits. All right, between that half-hour period. And now we're greeted with all this information. And honestly, it's not that readable. You can, if you stare at it, you can kind of make it out. You're right. You've got your timestamp, and here's the time, and here's the let's see, event category. We have this as a process, host name. Where is it coming from? But it's not that readable, is it? So that's why over here you have available fields that you can just select out, and there's some fields that the walkthrough has given us to look for, right? They want us to look for hostname.host. So we click on hostname.host, and then we click on user.name. And there's user.name. They also want us to do event category. You just scroll up. It's all alphabetical. Oh, there it is. Event category. Hit the X, and you see how it's populating. Now we want process command line. Hit process command line. And finally, they want to see if the activity has succeeded, which is the event outcome. So here plus here. Now, okay. Now, what I would say, let's see if I can make this a little bit. Whoop! I cannot make that bigger. Thought I could make the font bigger. Let's see here. All right, there we go. And I think this one will just hide this. Hey, it does. Great. Okay, so now we've got our columns. And now, I mean, honestly, it's like an Excel file. It's like your data's in the Excel file now. I mean, these are tables, and it's a fancy Excel table, right? Excel file. You can expand it, and you can see all the ones that you didn't include. But what I mean is now you can filter, right? You can sort. You can move columns left to right. Let's see if there's one I can sort, like time or event outcome. I wonder if they're all successes. Oh, that's interesting. See, like, if you look at time, you have a down arrow. So you can sort it ascending, or you can sort it descending. Okay? But here, like success, it doesn't let you sort ascending or descending. It's because I think they're all successes. Yeah. So that's very neat. I didn't know that. But like event category. Oh, well, never mind. Prove me a liar. You can't sort on that one. I thought you would be able to. All right. Sorry, got on a rabbit. But you can definitely sort time by ascending. And because it's saying that it looks like someone has ran PowerShell. And you can tell that because it says right here, Windows PowerShell. It says encoded command. And then it gives you this line, these lines. And a little hint is when you see like an equal at the end, that usually implies some sort of base, like a base 64 encoding, which we'll get more on that towards the end. But so if you look, this time is descending. So this was the very last instance that we know of, right? 9/12/47, basically 9/12 in the morning. And right before it, if you look here, is an authentication, right? So something had been authenticated, and then a process was ran. Going down, you see an authentication, then a process was ran. All right? So now they want us to add the source IP to see who is running this. Like, we have the host name, right? But we need the IP that it's coming from. So you go back here, hit this little button, because I hit them all, and you go down here to source IP. Right here. Hit your plus, and there's your source IP right here. All right. So as you see, processes do not have a source IP, but the authentication does. So now we want to look at just the authentication events. And again, we're just doing a filter, right? Just like in Excel, you would do the little filter symbol and you would select authentication. Here, you just push the plus, and it even says, pops up, filter for value. And so now it even highlights it for you, so you know that this one is the filter. You can even see it up here. This is a filter. And so you notice down here, all these authentications are coming from the same IP, 10.0.11.11. Okay? So the walkthrough says, since the time frame was used previously for the PowerShell events, right? And authentication events might have been coming before that, which makes sense. We'll need to expand our search. All right. So first they want us to make sure that we take off our authentication filter. And then we're going to go here and we're going to expand this. Instead of December 1st, we're going to say November 29th. And instead of 9 a.m., we're just going to go straight up at midnight. All right, so there we go. And make sure you hit update. And so now, if you look here, it's just like baseline, 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 spike. So you know something has happened. So yeah, something's a little fishy. So now the writing says, whoa, there's been more than 6,800 events in this time frame. And I'm no expert, but I would think that it really depends on the size of the company that you're working for. Oh, come on. What's it doing? But the fact is the baseline is about 100 hits per day. Because remember, we have no filters, right? So the normal activity is about 100 per day until you get to this day, which you have over 1,000. All right, so now they want us to understand the events further. So we're going to filter our username. So we're going to do username, and we're going to look at just service admin. So you're going to hit the plus for service admin. And it wants us to look at, remember the IP address that we had for our authentications was 10.0.11.11. So they want us to, oh, my computer's being slow. All right. Oh, okay, there we go. So now they want us to filter on this IP address. So we're going to hit the plus button on there. All right, here we are. I'm going to cut some of that out because it took a while for it to do the search. But here we are. So we filtered it right here. Our username is service admin, and our source IP is 10.0.11.11, which remember we found this IP looking at the date at the very specific time frame that we were given. So all right, so it looks like all of these hits are coming from the same IP address, right? And again, it looks like it's a lot of hits compared to our last graph, but if you look really closely, there's still just about 100 a day, right? Which is what our baseline is. So what we want to do is we want to filter out this baseline IP that seems to have been doing normal activity up until the date, because if you look at the date where the spike was, it's really low. So instead of pushing the plus button, we do the minus, the little minus button to filter it out. And then wait. Oh, there we go. Nope, nope. And up here you can see that it says not. And this is really this elastic is really nicely color coded, because you got the red knot. You got the highlights, the yellow highlights. Okay, yeah. I was just sitting here waiting for it to filter. Fun fact, if you've ever heard the term ELK stack, ELK stack, Elasticsearch is the E in ELK stack. So you got Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Cabana. And yeah, E is for elastic. Okay, so here we go. So now if you look over here, we've got our service admin and we've got our process, right? And remember our process is the actual running of the PowerShell command. And it's the source IP is not the 10.0.11.11. And so you've got all these no hits until the day that we're looking at, the day in question, December 1st. And now it goes to 1,000. Now I think I need to, let's filter out, okay. make sure we just look at the authentications. All right, so there we go. So we have our service name, not the service IP, anything but that service IP, and authentication only. And then once we're done with that, we can see that this spike is actually caused by this IP, 10.0.255.1. How do we know it's not another one? Where, I mean, we can just hit the plus button if we wanted to, and this number shouldn't change. Okay, there we are. And again, the number didn't change, right? So we have, so we know that all these are coming from this IP address. And usually when you have, and remember, if you look here, this one is your event outcome. This is a success, right? But all these are failures. So you have one, looks like one success, and you have, looks like, okay, let's confirm this. We'll hit the plus here. But my guess is you're going to have one success with 1,099 failures. Yep, there we go. We have one successful hit. So that implies brute force attack, right? They're trying to, they may be running like a Hydra to try to break, to figure out a password. All right. So now it says, is Christmas in danger? Well, actually, right. So it's asking, is Christmas in danger? And it's going to have us go to CyberChef. So if you remember, if you take off this authentication, so go up here, event category authentication, and take off successful. All right, so, and we take away our source IP here. And now that we have only our username as the service admin, now we can see the processes again, and we see our PowerShell command, and we have our encoded command, which I said, remember, it usually implies base 64. Oh, here, let me hide that. Right? And so you go here and you can copy. This is your own browser, so you don't need to use the special little arrow box. So you just hit Control C and you pull up CyberChef, which I love, and you put it in your input. You Control V it to paste it into input. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. And it said base 64, or I said base 64, right? So you do base, you could do the right here, from base 64. Right here, and just pull it to drag and drop, so you put it into your recipe. And you got base 64, you hit bake, and it's churning out. Oops. I did two base. Oh man, I did two base 64. So, all right, just a moment. I want from, because 2 would mean you're taking something and you want to put it into base 64. So I want from base 64. You go here, and oh, interesting. Install Windows Update, accept all, auto reboot. But it looks a little funny, because this is what I didn't really know, is that we want to make sure that we decode the text, because, and there it is, decode text, because not only is it base 64, but PowerShell actually uses a special encoding, a special UTF encoding, which is UTF. And it gives us, I didn't know this, UTF 16LE. And now we can see it a little bit better. install Windows Update, accept all auto reboot. So it seems like whoever has broken in is updating all the systems. And you can read the story to see more about it. But let's answer some questions, huh? So we go here. Okay. What is the name of the account causing all the failed login attempts? So if we go back to our Elastic Stack and we have our username, and that's our account name, and that is service_admin. Also, if you notice, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 characters long. And if you look really closely and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 characters long. That I use that a lot to help. All right, so we said service_admin. Let's see if we are correct. Hit submit. Huzzah! There we go. All right, so how many failed login attempts were observed? So let's go back to here. And again, like our event outcomes right here is success. Well, let's just make a minus here. Let's see, is it gonna be this easy? All right, so there's failures, and we have 6,791. But that's for that whole time. See, does it mean how many failed login attempts were observed that day, or total? Because I said that there was, if you looked at the IP address, which I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, the time is from 9. It's a little ambiguous, isn't it? Does it mean... Okay. I can only assume it means from the beginning of the alert was that the alert only gave us 21 hits, didn't it? All right, well, hey, let's try it. 6791. I don't think that's right though. 6791. Oh, hey! All right, so here's one for like, try it. You may be surprised. All right, what is the IP address of glitch? All right, so basically we said that the 10.0.11.11 was not where it was coming from. It was a different one, if you remember. So you can always just filter it out. And let's see what other source IP we get. Aha, here we go. 10.0.255.1. .0.255.1. Hit submit. Whoop whoop. All right, and then it says, when did glitch successfully log in to admin01? All right, so we actually saw that. All right, so right. Oh, we were looking at failures. So now let's take this off because we want to look at the successes, right? All right, and then we want to make sure that we're looking at only the authentications. So here's an authentication. Oh, here it is right here, right? Service admin 1, which is the account, or the which one is this one? The host name. So admin 1, here's the authentication, and here it was as successful, and here it is as the IP that we have determined. So here's the date we want. So let's see if I can just highlight that. Hit Control C on here. Control V. And there we go. I'm going to remove this @ sign because it's not listed in the format here. Boop. And there we are. Huzzah! All right. And last but not least, what is the decoded command executed by Glitch to fix the systems of Wareville? And we already know that. It's over here on our CyberChef. Install Windows Update except all auto reboot. You can just highlight, Control C, hit this, Control V, hit submit. Whoop whoop, there we go, we've got it. Excellent work today. And it says if you enjoyed this task, feel free to check out Investigating with Elk 101 room, which I had already mentioned that. Elastic is for E in Elk. All right, hit complete. Sit back, enjoy, and have a